The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Family gatherings, office parties, and all those inevitable encounters with people who seem to live for stirring the pot. There's awkward small talk, unsolicited opinions, and heated debates you were not ready to have. Because what's a holiday without someone ruining the vibe? It's like the universe gathered every personality that drives you nuts, added cocktails, dry turkey, and way too much sugar. It is enough to test the patience of even the calmest among us. So it kind of feels like the perfect time to talk about how to stop letting people trigger you, not just at the holidays, but all year around. Welcome to the channel. I'm Rachel, and I am here to share simple, no-nonsense advice for living your healthiest, happiest life. It's stuff that I have learned and keep learning along the way in my journey to uncomplicate my own life. If that sounds like your vibe, give me a follow. All right, let's face it, whether it's politics, your life choices, or endless parenting opinions, even when your kids are grown, some people just know how to push your buttons. The trick isn't avoiding them entirely, although it's tempting, but learning how to respond or when to walk away with your dignity and your temper intact. It doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're in your 20s, your 50s, your 70s, the triggers are always there. When you're in your 20s, it's usually the classic, when are you going to get a real job? Or are you ever settling down? In your 50s, it might be about how you're aging. Should you really be wearing that? Or isn't it time to start slowing down? And by your 70s, you're still going to face things like, are you sure you're up for that trip? Or even subtle guilt trips about family obligations. No matter the decade, people have opinions about your choices, and they are not afraid to share them. The triggers evolve, but the essence stays the same. Someone is always ready to tell you how they think you should live your life. And the kicker? They do it under the guise of caring, which makes it harder to ignore. Recognizing this pattern can be freeing because it shows you it's not about your age. It's about other people's need to project their insecurities. So when those comments come, remember, every age has its challenges and its beauty, and no one else gets to dictate how you navigate it. What does being triggered even mean? Well, being triggered means having an intense emotional reaction to something someone says or does. We have all been there. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and before you know it, you are either snapping back, shutting down, or quietly fantasizing about flipping the dinner table. As a Gen Xer, most of us didn't call it triggered. Nope, we just called it being annoyed, pissed off, or just plain over it. But I'll give the term some credit. It really captures the emotional punch of the moment. Why are some people determined to trigger you? The more content you are with life, the more some people will go out of their way to poke the bear. Why? Because your peace makes them uncomfortable. Your happiness highlights their discontent. Their subconscious is basically screaming, oh my God, how dare they be content and not think exactly like me? And let's face it, some people have a my way or the highway attitude. It works for me, so it's how everyone should live their life. Here's the thing. That's their problem, not yours. Recognizing this is going to save you a lot of stress. If someone's trying to pull you into their chaos, don't let them. Think of your contentment as a bubble. They can't pop unless you let them. The first step in handling triggers is knowing when you're triggered. Your body is going to give you these clues before your brain even catches up. Physical signs like tension in your neck, your shoulders, or your jaw, tightness in your chest or stomach, clenched fists or teeth, a racing heart, or shallow breathing. And there's emotional signs like a sudden wave of anger, frustration, or anxiety, the urge to defend yourself or correct someone, dwelling on one comment or situation. When you notice these signs, you can take control before things escalate. How do you stop letting people trigger you? Well, first, you name it to tame it, if you will. When you feel triggered, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, okay, I'm feeling triggered right now. This is just my body's reaction. It is not my reality. Naming the emotion reduces its power. Right? It may sound absolutely ridiculous, but it works. Next, breathe through it. I say this all the time. Take a deep breath. 4 counts in, hold it for 4, and exhale for 4. It is a cliche because it works. This simple trick calms your nervous system and keeps you from saying something that you'll regret. Count to 10 if you have to, or 20, or 1,000, whatever you need. Then shift your focus, distract yourself. Look at the flickering candle on the table or the dog just blissfully ignoring the chaos. Redirecting your attention can help you recenter. Channel your inner cat. Cats have such a whatever vibe about them, and they can and do totally ignore whoever they want. Then relax your body. Unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, and loosen your grip, whether it's on your fists or your wine glass. Releasing physical tension helps calm your mind. Now, let's talk about the silent assassin of emotional triggers, passive aggressiveness. This one deserves its own spotlight because it is both sneaky and infuriating. You know the type. Someone doesn't want to confront you directly, so instead they make a snide comment disguised as politeness. Something like, I didn't realize we weren't dressing up this year, but good for you for being comfortable. Or that standard, I could never fill in the blank. It's infuriating because it's subtle enough to fly under the radar, but sharp enough to sting. The best response? Call it out with kindness, Say something like, I'm not sure how to take that comment. What are you trying to say? It puts the ball back in their court and makes them either clarify or backpedal. And backpedaling is fun to watch. One of the most triggering topics is when someone questions your lifestyle choices, whether it's about how you raise your kids, the food you eat, your career, your choice to be single, or who you actually choose to be in a relationship with. Someone always has an opinion on how you live your life. But here's the truth. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your life, period. If someone says, oh, I could never live without whatever it is, life's too short, just smile and say, well, it works for me, and move on. You don't have to justify or debate your choices. Remember, their opinion of your life says more about them than it does about you. Some people want a reaction. Don't give it to them. Let's be honest, some people live for drama. They know exactly what will set you off, and they wait for you to take the bait. The best reaction is no reaction at all. Nothing frustrates a drama lover more than your calm indifference. Smile, nod, or completely ignore them. I promise you, they will stew over it long after you have moved on. Remember, you do not have to insert yourself into every conversation. Just because someone throws a grenade, it doesn't mean you're obligated to catch it. Silence, or even walking away, can be your most powerful response. After all, some battles don't need to be fought because they were never your battles to begin with. Here's a tough question for you. Are you the one triggering someone else? Maybe you don't mean to do it, but maybe you're the one sharing opinions no one asked for or debating someone's life choices just to prove a point. Maybe you're the passive-aggressive one. Does it really bring you joy to share your disagreements and likely start something? Ask yourself if you're actually improving the conversation or you're just creating tension. If the answer is no, let it go. The vibe of the whole room will thank you. Sometimes the best gift you can give is silence without the judgmental, what the hell are you talking about look on your face. This is one that I absolutely have to work hard on because if my mouth doesn't say it, my face usually does. You need to set boundaries. It's okay to say, I am not talking about that right now, or let's agree to disagree. Yes, I know that's a hard one to say sometimes because sometimes it's not a matter of personal opinions, but moral ones. But I promise you, you are not changing anyone's mind at a party, ever. So just try and end the conversation right then and there. Boundaries aren't just for adults. They're for adults who act like toddlers too. But you have to know when to walk away. Not every battle is worth fighting. In fact, most of them aren't. If a conversation feels like it's headed into chaos, excuse yourself. Go get some air, refill your drink, or pet the dog. Protecting your peace is more important than proving your point. It's tempting to drink your way through a tough holiday gathering. Hiding in the bathroom with a glass of wine and texting your friends may feel like a solid strategy until it's not. Trust me, been there, done that. Hiding or overindulging rarely helps and can lead to moments you regret or don't even remember. I've seen it. Be the grown-up in the room, even if you're tired of being the grown-up in the room. Triggers are inevitable, especially during the holidays, but with a little prep, some humor, and the power to walk away, you can keep your peace intact, which is the most important thing. And if you ever feel the urge to share an unsolicited opinion, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this really necessary? Because sometimes the best way to avoid triggering others and yourself is to simply let things be. So I will end it here with a good luck wish. May the odds be ever in your favor. Thanks for watching. As always, take care of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.